So it's been about a month since I've even looked at this code and done anything C++ related. So for the last month, I kind of gave up on this code for a little bit in the C++ course and moved on and started working on the Java course, Comp 306. I foolishly took a bunch of courses at the same time, and I've had a lot of issues with helping my daughter in her math class just to pass, which we did, but barely, and some other issues. So I'm now getting back to this, and to be honest, I don't even remember what the code looked like. So we're gonna just start it up, and I copied and pasted this. Hopefully this still works, and it doesn't. Oh, actually, you know what? And I don't remember if this was the same amount of errors before or not. I mean, presumably it's the same. I haven't changed any code. As you can see, the last time any of this code was updated was like on the 20th. So of January, and it's currently the 18th of February, so it's and I don't even know why that was updated, because to be honest, most of the other code was the 17th was updated. So let's just take a look. I popped up this. We'll worry about that in a minute. But what were the errors? Okay, so let's look at it one at a time here. In the riddle header file, in member function, is guess correct? On line 220, we have a warning. The loop variable answer creates a copy from type. Doesn't matter. It creates a copy from type constant string, aka constant string, blah blah blah. Okay, so it creates a copy. So I'm using a range-based for loop to iterate through answers, which is a collection of some type. Probably a vector, I guess. I can't remember. Again, it's been a while since I wrote the code, and even longer since I looked at it. Well, a month since I've looked at it. So, but I'm iterating through some collection. I'm pulling out a string at a time. So again, it's probably a vector of type string. Pulling out a string at a time, but I'm pulling out as a constant, but not reference. So typically you should pull out strings as constant references, especially if you're not changing them, which I assume I'm not, just because of the fact for efficiency. So that's what it seems to be saying there. So we'll look at that. Use reference type to prevent copying. Yeah, so exactly, this is the solution. We want to use a reference type to prevent copying, just for efficiency. And that's why that's a warning. I mean, it's not really an error, but let's fix that. 220. Where's riddle? 220 is right here. Let's make that a reference. Okay. We'll recompile our code. See if we can get rid of at least that one error. So we get rid of that error. Okay, good. Save game, invalid cast. The save game thing's probably going to be a little bit for me. There's an error with, I remember I had an error with serialization, and that was kind of a big deal, so I'll have to look into that, so I'll just leave that. In file included from AliceInWonderland.cpp 5. Let's first of all just go to Alice in Wonderland. So in Alice in Wonderland on line 5, or wait. In Alice in Wonderland 5, in Alice in Wonderland text-based adventure game.h. So, sorry, in file included from this, Alice in Wonderland text-based adventure game header file. In instantiation of Alice in Wonderland text-based adventure game, auto remove items from player inventory. In that function, that takes in a varargs of strings with string equal to constant char pointer, whatever. So on line 5, I do include the header file of text-based adventure game, and it's saying in my function, I already forget the name of the function, auto remove items from player inventory. Excuse me. There's an issue. The issue is that on line 76, it's required from here. Fan, gloves, so auto remove items from inventory. Error, cannot convert game object pointer to game object. So inventory.remove. So 76. Let's just go to 76 first. Line 76. Okay. Auto remove items from player's inventory. Fan and glove. So fan and glove. And then 90 some. Inventory.remove. 96. Inventory.remove this game object that takes an item name and returns a game object. This game object. This method obviously returns a game object pointer. Initializing argument. Game object list : remove game object. I cannot convert game objects. So this returns a game object pointer, and I can't convert it to a game object. So it looks like I just need to dereference that. Inventory.that. So let's go there. So again, it's been a while, so I'm kind of just out of loops here with C++. Everything I've been doing recently is Java, and also just trying to reorientate myself with this code. So when I have inventory.remove, so this returns a game object pointer, but I'm expecting just a game object. So inventory dot, let me just, without causing a big issue, let me just dereference that quickly and see if that does anything. Oh. What issue? This is issue 96. Let's see if that does anything. Not gonna lie, I'm just kind of trying to piecemeal things together, not looking. And obviously that did nothing. So 96, error. This game object was not declared in scope. Did you mean game object? Oh, the whole thing, never mind. The whole thing returns a game object. So inventory.getGameObject. Object. This returns a game object pointer. So I need to dereference that whole thing, I think. Well, I don't really trust that that solved all those issues. Especially considering it's still floating here, so I'm stuck somewhere. No return statement in function. It looks like I solved those issues before I got stuck in this thing. Let's just try this again, and then we'll fix this fatal error. So again, this is, I need to do some serialization stuff to save. So I also want to underline, so in the .cpp file, which is this one, the assignment operator, warning, no return statement in function returning a no void. So I'm obviously supposed to be returning something somewhere. Line 6. And I'm not. So fatal error. In chat, so it looks like I did solve the game object issue though. Let's just not dereference it and save that, and let's try it again and see if we bring back the error. Should be 96 and yeah, so obviously that was it. This whole thing returned a game object pointer. Again, I'd have to look at my code, but obviously I'm returning a pointer to a game object. But the remove method expects just an actual object, not a pointer to an object. So I just need to dereference it, and that's what I did. And then I have all these fatal errors. So I'll fix that. Dereference that again. But before... Well, let's just fix that and shut this video down, and then I'll come back in the video where I try to solve these fatal errors. I'll come back in just a minute. It's 2:16. I'll be back by 2:17.